That feels better to me.
Go UND! Let's go!
Please welcome the Chair of the Chamber's Board and President of the Alerus Financial Corporation's Grand Forks Market, Chris Wolf.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Chris Wolf, and I serve as the Chairman of the Board of Directors for the Grand Forks and East Grand Forks Chamber of Commerce, and I'm also the Grand Forks President for Alerus Financial, as well as a proud graduate of the University of North Dakota. The Chamber is very pleased to organize this event, and on behalf of the Chamber's more than 1,000 members, I thank you all for taking time to attend this morning. First, we'd like to thank the sponsors for their contributions to help make this event possible. Our presidential sponsors are the Greater Grand Forks Conventions and Visitors Bureau, UND College of Engineering and Mines, and JLG Architects. Our academic sponsors, AE2S, Alerus Financial, Altru Health System, Bremer Bank, CPS, Fransden Bank and Trust, Icon Architectural Group, UND School of Medicine and Health Sciences, and Excel Energy, and also our campus sponsors, EAPC Architects and Engineers, and Gate City Bank. Thank you to all of you for your support and for what you do for our community. The bond between the business community and the university is as important today as it was back when the university was founded in 1883. The Chamber, the university, and the community continue their close relationship in a variety of ways. We work together to connect the students and UND staff to business and the community. We work together on recruitment by working on many initiatives to promote and position Grand Forks and East Grand Forks as student-friendly and a college town. We work together on a legislative agenda that promotes the strategic growth and maintenance of UND, its programs, and its facilities. We are focused on working with UND on dazzle and sizzle and rebranding our community to be even more of a college town, a 42nd Street underpass to better accommodate the many students and support staff who live south of Demers Avenue and the railroad tracks, and to work together to develop a joint long-range master plan that encourages strategic and sustainable growth. We enjoy working with President Kelley and his team and look forward to continued collaboration moving forward. University of North Dakota President Robert Kelley has provided visionary leadership for UND since 2008. In 2010, President Kelley set the campus on a course to identify a strategic direction for the future. The result was the development of Exceptional UND, an exceptional blueprint for the future that has driven planning at all levels across the university and which has led to the development of new forward-thinking academic programs as diverse as unmanned aircraft systems, petroleum engineering, advanced educational programs in medicine and healthcare, and digital humanities. The focus on exceptional UND continues, and helping to build an even stronger leading research university that we are proud to call the flagship of the state. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce the exceptional president of the Exceptional University of North Dakota, Dr. Robert Kelley.
Chris, thank you so much for that introduction and for your leadership of our chamber. Thank you, too, for hosting this event. Also want to thank UND's First Lady and First Volunteer, Marcia Kelley, for being with us this morning. Thank you, Marcia. How about that UND string quartet? Under the direction of Alejandro Drago, how about that string quartet? I have to say they are a presence all across the great state of North Dakota. And wake up to UND, the University of North Dakota, UND, North Dakota's premier student-centered, research-intensive public university, one which we are all so very proud. Last year we talked about exceptional UND, realizing the vision. And this year I want to talk about exceptional UND, sharing the excitement. The vision is becoming reality, and we're excited to go to work every day to further advance this exceptional university. For just over a century, UND has been continuously accredited by our highest regional authority, the Higher Learning Commission. Last year, we passed our examination with flying colors. We were awarded a 10-year reaccreditation, the highest level. Thank you. The HLC particularly noted the high level of support the university enjoys in the community, the state, and our region. So thanks to all of you who played such a critical role in this review process, and especially by participating in many of our self-study open forums. The Commission's team was very impressed with the relationship and the support that we receive from our community. At this time, I'd like to address just a couple of recent items in the news that may be causing a few misconceptions. You may have read about a report to our School of Medicine and Health Sciences from the Liaison Committee on Medical Education, which identifies areas of noncompliance. It's a little ironic. One of those areas, how we approach biomedical research, focused research, was applauded by this same committee 8 years ago. The Liaison Committee indicated it wanted to see greater centralization of management and control for the medical schools campuses in Bismarck, Minot, and Fargo. Now, we have believed that these units and the educational opportunities that they provide have benefited from greater autonomy, greater independence, flexibility. However, I want this community to know that we will make changes to achieve compliance with the recommendations of the LCME. Also want to assure you that our School of Medicine and Health Sciences remains strong. Under the leadership of our Dean, Dr. Joshua Wynn, we will make the necessary adjustments to satisfy the LCME. You may also have read about how some of the issues concerning bar examination pass rates related to our School of Law at UND. This summer, there was a drop in the percentage of our law school graduates who passed the new state bar examination. There was also a drop among those trained at other law schools on this examination. And again, I want to assure you that Dean Catherine Rand and her faculty are working to understand what happened this past summer and to recommend whatever changes are necessary in our curriculum and bar review to assure student success through the UND School of Law. Wake Up to UND has become an annual opportunity to share with some of you the things happening at your university. Last year, we celebrated the success of North Dakota Spirit, the campaign for UND. Generous donors pledged nearly $325 million to the endowment of this exceptional university. Thank you for all that you have done. Generous donors gave and pledged this amount. The money is already benefiting our students, our faculty, our facilities, and our programs. So to all of you, thank you. And together we accomplish great things. UND enjoys many, many positive partnerships, both with our city and the city of East Grand Forks. I thought I would try to list all of the agencies that partner with the university, but I realized that it would go on probably until about noon. Let me just say how much we appreciate the role that government agencies, both economic development as well as governing bodies, the leadership of our military, all that we enjoy in partnering with the business sector, the educational community like Northland Community and Technical College across the river. All of these partnerships are so very much important to the success of UND. And recently, we have partnered with the Valley Prosperity Partnership, which will further enhance the role that this Red River Valley plays in the success of our university and our communities. There is so much that I could say about all of these groups. They support the vision of higher education as an engine for enhancing our economy, our educational health systems, our society, and indeed the very quality of our lives. And as I look across this crowd, I see representatives from those areas here today. Again, thank you for all of the support that you bring to an exceptional university. Particularly want to thank Mayor Mike Brown. He talks a lot about Grand Forks being the home of the University of North Dakota, UND. His administration and the City Council have been valuable partners over the years, and I believe that the university responds in kind. I'm very proud of the many UND faculty, staff, and students who step up and get involved in the community, and UND appreciates the many community members who share their time and expertise with the university. Now, my executive team and I will share other examples this morning as we talk about your university. Our vision is clear, our future is bright, and the first tenet of our exceptional UND roadmap is enriching the student experience. And the person most responsible for achieving that is our Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Thomas DiLorenzo.
Thank you, President Kelley. I wish that Chris would have introduced me, because then I would have been an exceptional Vice President. Good morning. Students are always our #1 priority. We enrich the student experience by providing an environment that is challenging and rewarding, full of resources and opportunities to help them become the next generation of leaders. At the same time, UND is a research university. Our students benefit from sitting side by side with world-renowned scientists and visual and performing artists. In a recent National Research Council report, it was noted that research universities have emerged as a major national asset, perhaps even its most potent one. It is important to note that research universities have a global impact, that there is an emphasis on the creation of new knowledge and creative activity, that a new growth area is the application of technological advances through innovation and entrepreneurship, and that the economic impact of research universities is significant to the communities in which they thrive. And not only do students participate in all this activity, but so does the community of Grand Forks and the surrounding area. Take, for example, a new initiative between the city and the university around creating internships for the benefit of students and businesses. This summer, City Administrator Todd Phelan hired Alyssa Wall to help assess the community's involvement in providing internships and matching students to them. We have each committed $35,000 to continuing our efforts in this area. We also continue to develop new academic and research programs that meet the interests and priorities of our students, community, and state. One example is the Petroleum Engineering Program. just a few years old and enrolling more than 300 students this fall. This program is already contributing to the dynamic energy industry that has had such a dramatic impact on our region and the state. Another exciting area where the academic program is helping to drive tremendous growth is unmanned aircraft systems. UND developed the first academic major in this area. UND faculty and students from aerospace, engineering, arts and sciences, to nursing and medicine have been doing significant work in the development of payload systems and sense and avoid technologies, and in thinking through philosophical and protocol issues. This burgeoning UAS enterprise at UND, combined with the work of our friends at Northland Community and Technical College, Lake Region State College, and North Dakota State University, as well as the Grand Forks Air Force Base and the U.S. Border Patrol, and a lot of hard work by the task force led by Lieutenant Governor Drew Wrigley, led to the designation of the Northern Plains Test Site, which earlier this year became the first test site in the nation to become operational and to fly a mission. Now add to this the rapidly developing Grand Sky Technology Park for UAS development, training, and research, and you have the world epicenter of the education, development, commercialization, and deployment of all things UAS. Here are just a few more recent examples. We have established the School of Entrepreneurship within the College of Business and Public Administration. Our program is touted as becoming one of the best in the nation. And we have created a program in musical theater. Speaking of which, I hope you will join us for Burtness Theater's production of Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot. It starts tonight and runs through October 4th. This isn't musical theater, but it is considered one of the most significant English plays of the 20th century. I'd like to point out some new leadership in my area. We have 2 new deans, Margaret Williams for the College of Business and Public Administration, and Gail Rue for the College of Nursing and Professional Disciplines. Sandra Mitchell is UND's first Associate Vice President for Diversity and Inclusion. This fall, we will initiate a national search for a Vice President for Research and Economic Development. And let me take a moment to thank Interim Director of the Energy and Environmental Research Center, Tom Erickson, and all of the EERC staff for their hard work in making sure the center continues its important work. The EERC is an example of how a research university takes technology and innovation and applies it to business and industry, and students are involved as well. So it's all about students, research, partnerships, and our community, and we're proud to be a part of Grand Forks. And now we'll hear a few words from Mayor Mike Brown, followed by our Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Lori Reeser.
The University of North Dakota is a tremendous partner for the City of Grand Forks and the entire greater Grand Forks community. UND faculty member Dr. Brett Weber and UND Aerospace Foundation member Dana Sandy both serve on the Grand Forks City Council. University leaders such as Vice President for Student Affairs Dr. Lori Reeser also play important leadership roles on city and community committees, task forces, and projects. This helps make Grand Forks and UND a great place to live and a great place to go to school. That relationship between the university and the city, that collaboration between UND and the community, is why I'm proud to call Grand Forks the home of UND.
Thank you, Mayor Brown. Good morning, I'm Lori Reeser, and it's my pleasure to serve as Vice President for Student Affairs. First, I'd like to recognize some of our student leaders who got up very early this morning to join us today, and there's a small group of them, and I'd especially like to recognize Student Body President Tanner Franklin and Vice President Brett Johnson. I think they're over here to my right. Will you please stand and thank you. We have great leadership in our student government this year, and so I'm very excited that you're able to be with us today. Student success. This is our primary focus at UND, and everything we do in student affairs is geared toward helping our students be successful both inside and outside the classroom. I want to highlight 2 main areas this morning: recruitment and retention. This is an exciting time at UND, particularly in my area, which is responsible, among other things, for recruiting new undergraduate students to UND. As you may have read, UND has its third highest enrollment with almost 15,000 students. Our priority for the past few years has been stable enrollment and to increase the quality of our freshman class. I am pleased that we have done just that. With our increased recruitment and scholarship efforts, our freshman class has the highest average ACT score, 23.8, and the highest average GPA of 3.4 in UND's history. We also have the most diverse class of new students, which we are proud of too. In following the directives of the State Board of Higher Education, we will continue to increase our admission standards in order to attract the best students to UND. In addition, the State Board and the community also want to see growth. We will continue to strive to increase quality and growth over the next few years. In addition to intense recruitment efforts, we're also working hard to ensure students are successful at UND, staying from their freshman to sophomore year and ideally graduating in 4 years. For the parents in the room, we know this is important to you too. As a result of intentional efforts, UND retained nearly 80% of those students who are now sophomores. That's up from 75% last year. That's a huge increase in just 1 year, and we know we must continue this work so we can reach or even exceed the national average of our peer institutions, which is around 85%. Here's an example of another new retention program. Many of you are UND graduates, and my guess is during your time here, you might have heard about the Twomley Shuffle, the process of being referred to multiple offices to have a question answered. Starting this fall, the Twomley Shuffle will become a thing of the past. Located on the main floor of the Memorial Union, One-Stop Student Services will provide students with a single point of contact for all their most important issues: academic records, registration, financial aid, parking, and student accounts. It will be staffed by professionals cross-trained in all these areas and will meet with students face-to-face, as well as be available through email, phone, or live chat. We are excited about this approach to meeting the needs of students in a location and in ways convenient to them. Another way we are helping students succeed is to create a culture on campus and in Grand Forks which minimizes high-risk alcohol use. As Mayor Brown mentioned in the video, I serve as co-chair of the CCC with Ken Vian from the Grand Forks City Council. The CCC has representation from UND, including 3 students, Grand Forks agencies including the public schools, the police department, public health, Northeast Human Services, U.S. Air Force Base, and members of the hospitality industry. This diverse group strengthens our work because of the different perspectives we bring to the table. The top initiatives for the CCC, which we hope to present to the City Council this fall, are number 1, implementing a social host ordinance which makes it unlawful to provide an environment where underage drinking takes place, regardless of who provided the alcohol. 2, creating a public intoxication ordinance. 3, creating an ordinance which restricts extreme drink specials. And 4, providing new alternatives to reduce the impact SpringFest has on creating a culture of high-risk alcohol use. I'm confident the CCC will serve as a change agent to create a culture in Grand Forks and at UND which minimizes high-risk alcohol use. From recruitment to graduation, we continue to enhance our efforts in order to recruit the best and brightest to UND and to ensure their success both inside and outside the classroom all the way to graduation. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Joshua Nguyen, Vice President for Health Affairs and Dean of the School of Medicine and Health Sciences.
Thank you, Vice President Reeser, and good morning to all. Healthcare consumes $1 out of 5 of America's GDP, more than any other country on earth, and despite that, we don't have the best health outcomes. But unlike other states, North Dakota is doing something innovative to address our healthcare needs. What we're doing is called the Healthcare Workforce Initiative, or HWI, a 4-pronged plan to help address North Dakota's healthcare workforce needs now and in the future by reducing disease burden, retaining more of our graduates for practice in North Dakota, training more practitioners, and improving the efficiency of our healthcare delivery system. And to help make the HWI a reality, we're building a new School of Medicine and Health Sciences building. As you may recall, North Dakota's 63rd Legislative Assembly approved funding for the $124 million four-story new home for the UND School of Medicine and Health Sciences. When completed, the new building will be about 325,000 square feet, equivalent to just over 18 hockey rinks. This building would not be a reality were it not for the strong support and leadership of Governor Jack Dalrymple and Lieutenant Governor Drew Wrigley, along with the masterful work of our local legislators and legislators from across the state. We are also grateful to many, many members of the North Dakota medical community, as well as strong support from people throughout the state. Special thanks go to Dave Molman, CEO of All True Health Systems and chair of the UND School of Medicine and Health Sciences Advisory Council. As Senator Ray Holmberg said in the groundbreaking ceremony this past June, the groundbreaking here really was a groundbreaking for the state of North Dakota. Sometimes a change is so great as to be transformational. That's what we have in our new building. Take a look. I am excited about our new building, but I'm especially excited about the Healthcare Workforce Initiative. The initiative has four major components: reducing disease burden through a variety of population-based approaches, including the initiation of a Master of Public Health program as a coordinated undertaking by UND and NDSU, and the institution of a geriatrics training program. Expanding the provider workforce through greater retention of graduates for clinical practice in North Dakota, expanding the medical school, health sciences, and residency classes, and improving the efficiency of our healthcare delivery system by training our students to function as members of high-performing interprofessional healthcare teams. We have fully implemented class size expansion, and UND now boasts an expanded class size of medical students by 16 students, health sciences students by 30 students, and residency slots by 17 per year. Many of these students will stay in North Dakota after graduation, helping the state meet a significant need for more healthcare professionals. The Healthcare Workforce Initiative has enormous potential to positively impact the delivery of healthcare in North Dakota. That is what excites me about the direction of your School of Medicine and Health Sciences. And now, I'd like to introduce UND's Vice President for Finance and Operations, Alice Brecky.
Thank you, Dr. Wynn, and good morning. One of the things that excites me about the future of the university is the opportunity to help consider the development of the campus through master planning. The exceptional UND blueprint, encouraging gathering and collaboration and enhancing the student learning experience, is crucial to helping us think through how we reconfigure our existing space, implement strategic renovations, and develop new space in the future. A good example is the School of Medicine and Health Sciences building, which you have just heard about and have seen. The planning for that building took into account the need for important gathering and collaboration space. The same is true for the School of Law and Wilkerson Hall, both of which are under construction and will benefit from significant additions and renovation. And in all cases, we keep in mind the first tenet of the exceptional UND, providing students with an enriching educational experience. As part of ongoing planning, we are also considering how we will repurpose the current School of Medicine and Health Sciences building to make highest and best use of the space that becomes available. The goal is to improve overall quality of space for all impacted. These discussions will unfold over the next several months. The location of the new School of Medicine and Health Sciences building on the northeast corner of campus requires us to rethink our overall transportation and parking situation on campus. To address this major change, as well as other shifts in parking and transportation needs, we will engage in a parking study this fall. The results of the study will assist in the development of a long-term plan to ensure the entire campus is accessible and connected. As we consider the future of our campus, we also keep in mind the growth needs and realities of the community. As you know, there's been a considerable buildup along 42nd Street, both south and north of Demers Avenue. This includes the addition of apartment buildings with an eye towards serving UND students, as well as hotels and other businesses. As a result, there will be an even greater increase of traffic on 42nd Street, one of the major and one of the few north-south thoroughfares in the city. That is why we fully support the City of Grand Forks' desire to see an underpass built at the 42nd Street and Demers intersection. We have all experienced sometimes long waits as trains lumber and sometimes crawl just north of that intersection. We are lucky to have railway service in Grand Forks. Our coal, for example, vital to keeping our campus warm during the winter months, is delivered by rail. But we will all benefit from an underpass that will allow for traffic to flow more freely on 42nd Street. And now, a few words from Downtown Development Association President Jonathan Holth, followed by Vice President Susan Walton.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Holth, co-owner of the Toasted Frog restaurant in beautiful downtown Grand Forks. It is also my pleasure and privilege to serve as president of the Downtown Development Association. We work with many partners such as UND faculty, staff, and students, to explore ways of enhancing Grand Forks' historic core district. The recent Rockin' on the Red is one example, and the UND Art Collections Gallery at the Empire Arts Center is another example of how UND is sharing its resources and expertise to help make Grand Forks a better place. Together, and with your help, we'll do even more to continue to make downtown Grand Forks an exciting option for UND students and for all members of the greater Grand Forks community.
Good morning. As you know, the theme of this morning's program is sharing the excitement. And I'd like to focus for just a moment on that word, sharing. Good news and exciting developments are always even better when there's someone to share them with. And we are exceptionally fortunate to have a wonderful community with whom we can share UND's hopes, dreams, accomplishments, and milestones. We are working together to continue building this town-gown relationship in ways that benefit both our students and Grand Forks. You've already heard about some of the groups with which UND partners to share the excitement. Groups such as the Downtown Development Association, as noted in the video, and we also share the excitement through the enthusiastic service of our student volunteers. Over the past 4 years, for example, the Monster Patrol has roamed the streets of Grand Forks. Monster Patrol is student government's initiative with the city to provide a safety patrol in high-traffic areas of the community on Halloween. UND fraternities and sororities conduct philanthropic initiatives that support Grand Forks entities such as civic, cardiac care initiatives at Altru, and the Grand Forks Mission. This year, again, after many, many successful years of service, the Mortarboard Turkey Basket Drive will be back, working with various community members to identify individuals and families in need of supplies for a traditional Thanksgiving dinner. Over 1,000 families benefit from this service every year. And UND student athletes donated more than 7,400 volunteer hours this year, doing everything from reading in classrooms to helping with the Special Olympics. We all benefit from the strong cooperation between the UND Police Department and the Grand Forks Police, including the KNOW, that's K-N-O-W program, which helps students understand local laws and community expectations. UND has created a website and a video, and the two police departments have collaborated to create a KNOW flyer, which the Grand Forks Police have handed out to more than 2,500 college students locally. As we approach other major milestones in the months ahead, we are also grateful for the efforts of many, many other people. As Dr. Wynn noted, as we move towards the completion of the new School of Medicine and Health Sciences and the law school renovation, we express our thanks to the governor and to the North Dakota State Legislature. And we appreciate the members of the task force recently named to participate in the development of a process for the potential adoption of a new nickname and logo. This team anticipates submitting its recommendations to President Kelley by the end of the year. While the task force is not charged with making a final nickname and logo selection, President Kelley welcomes all final outcomes and recommendations from its work. And so, as you can see, there are a lot of reasons to share excitement about what's happening at UND, and we invite you to join in. You don't have to be a UND student or a faculty or staff member. In fact, you don't even have to be human. I'd like to close today by introducing to you the UND Police Department's newest member, and he is definitely excited. He's only 2 years old, but don't worry, we didn't violate any child labor laws. He's UND's first K-9 officer. He's been with us since he was officially sworn in this past July, and he assisted in his first arrest during an off-campus traffic stop, his very first week of duty. Please join me now in welcoming UND's very own Officer Ben, along with his partner, UND Officer Jose Solis.
My partner here seems to be a little excited, but this is Officer Ben. He's been with me for a couple of months now, so I've been here 3 years. He's been here a few months. We're new to this, but we seem to be doing pretty well. And with the support of the community here and the university, I think this partnership will be great, so thank you.
I think I just learned a lesson in leadership. Never follow an animal. Well, I hope you are beginning to get a sense of how proud we are of UND and why we are so excited to come to work every morning. There are so many great things happening here at the university. I want to show you a few of the things that I find very, very exciting. You have already heard from Dr. Nguyen about the exciting developments within our School of Medicine. I want to take a few moments to mention some of the other capital construction projects that are adding value to UND. You'll be seeing these dotting the construction all over our campus. The School of Law building, we're building an addition and a renovation. They are on budget, on time. We will hold a special bricklaying ceremony on Friday, October 10th, starting at 12:15 in the afternoon. Again, you are all invited to join us and participate in that important project. We hope that the students will be back in their law school curriculum by fall. Also, if you drive north across the Columbia overpass, you can't miss the new UND High Performance Athletic Center. It's taking shape very nicely. It will allow our exceptional student athletes to train year-round, should be ready sometime next summer. We're in the process of updating Wilkerson Hall. Wilkerson dates back into the 1960s. It's our main dining facility. It will be the premium dining facility in the region when it's completed. And in keeping with our exceptional UND plan, the new Wilkerson Hall will have lots of study space, gathering space, and space for collaboration. We recently completed the funding for yet another building, the new UAS Research, Education, and Training Facility that will be part of the aerospace complex over on the west side of campus. We'll hold a groundbreaking on Thursday, October 9th at 10 o'clock in the morning. You're also welcome to attend. And finally, we're nearing completion of raising the funding necessary to build the Collaborative Energy Center. It will connect the buildings in the College of Engineering and Mines and that complex with the North Dakota Geological Survey core sample library directly across the street. So you can see why I'm excited, because we have so many great things happening here at the University of North Dakota. Now, as we conclude, I put this on a very personal level. I am so excited at the leadership team that we have brought together to provide executive leadership for the university. I'm also so pleased and so proud and so excited to continue to work with a world-class faculty that drives the academics and the research here at the university. I fully enjoy and appreciate a very dedicated, hardworking staff that drives all of the infrastructure of our university. And I have to share my comments with Vice President Reeser about how excited I am on a daily basis to work with our exceptional students here at UND. And in conclusion, we certainly couldn't do any of this without all of you. Thank you for being with us this morning. Thank you for all that you continue to contribute from all of your various sectors to the creation of an exceptional environment here at the University of North Dakota. Thank you for all that you do for us. I want to bring you one final gift this morning from the University of North Dakota. You've got some little gifts on your table. I hope you'll take those with you. But I want you to remember the sound of what is coming next. We have an exceptional Department of Music in the College of Arts and Sciences here at UND. And the faculty who works in that music department bring us some of the finest educational and cultural opportunities in North America. Dr. Joshua Bronfman is the director of the UND Concert Choir. The concert choir will be the centerpiece of our Winter Wonderland coming up here in a few more weeks, a couple of months. And it's always a pleasure to provide sort of a preview of coming attractions. And now you're going to appreciate the concert choir having returned from a triumphal tour of Cuba. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Joshua Bronfman and the UND Concert Choir. And thank you for being with us this morning.
As Dr. Kelley mentioned, we just got back from Cuba, and we're preparing for our fall concert this October, and then also the Winter Wonderland celebration, which is 2 different concerts. One, a banquet, intimate banquet with the UND Concert Choir that helps to raise money to support the kind of initiatives that we do, like going to Norway or going to Cuba and doing those sorts of things. It's a wonderful opportunity for our students. I just want to say something about what we provide here academically and how it interfaces with who you are and what you bring to the community. These people here, many of them are music majors, many of them are not. But what we provide for them is an academic rigor. I think sometimes we focus too much on job training. And job training is very, very important. We need doctors, we need lawyers, we need engineers, we need music teachers in our communities. But we also need students who are willing to explore the world and have an expertise and have a rigor and have a discipline that enables them to be successful in the community and enable them to be a part of your business and to be in the business community, to be leaders. And that's what we provide in the music department. We provide some job training, but we also provide the discipline, the structure, and the rigor that allows our students to go out into the world and to contribute in meaningful and deep ways. That piece we just sang was a Cuban composer, actually, who's composed in a traditional style. The next piece is an American gospel tune called John the Revelator. Thank you all for listening to us this evening, or this morning. It's the morning. It feels like the evening. Thank you.
John the Revelator, writing in the book of 7 seals. Tell me, what is he writing? About the revelation. What is he writing? About the revelation. What is he writing? About the revelation, writing in the book of 7 seals. When John looked over Calvary's hill, heard a rumbling like a chariot wheel. Tell us, John, what did you see? I saw a beast from the sea. Who is that writing? John the Revelator. Who is that writing? John the Revelator. Who is that writing? John the Revelator, writing in the book of 7 seals. Tell me, what is he writing? About the revelation. Tell me, what is he writing? About the revelation. Tell me, what is he writing? About the revelation, writing in the book of 7 seals. Talk to us, John. What's the good news? The cripple can walk, the dumb are singing the blues. Oh, John in the graveyard, what do you see? The dead are dancing all around me. Oh, tell us who is writing. 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 Tell us what he's writing. Tell us what he's writing. Tell us what